Nate is a radio presenter, mentor, speaker, activist and life coach. His YouTube channel is Nate Max TV. He's very involved in different forms of activism such as 5G and basically has a big presence on social media, raising the consciousness of people to turn them on to the different ideas that they need to be aware of for their own well-being and health. He lives off-grid in his motorhome and both his car and bus run on hydrogen. So today he's going to be taking us through his presentation, which is co-creating the new Earth and our collective roadmap. I believe he's got a couple of helpers, which I've just been informed about, so enjoy what they've got to offer as well. Thanks for joining us. Please make welcome Nate Max.
Hey everybody, got some sound. Can you hear me? Cool. All good. All right, thanks for coming down. This morning I just felt like it'd be something nice to play you guys some beautiful music, and just for 5 or 8 minutes, just to kind of ground in after your recess, your little lunch. So I've got these two girls here, and they're going to drum around the room. I'm going to play some flute, and there's going to be some sprays. They're going to go around, and they're basically natural, organic, floral sprays. So you're not going to die unless you're allergic to nature. You should be fine. So that's just going to ground you in. We're going to do the sound, the smell, and the feeling, and everything, and really drop in, because what I'm feeling a lot from a lot of these presentations, there's a lot of information, and sometimes the information, there's so much of it that some of it goes over our heads. So it's really nice to drop in back into the body state, the feeling state, into some beautiful music. So before we start also, I'm just going to say thank you to the custodians of this land and to our spirit people, the winged ones, our interdimensional brothers and sisters, for holding a safe container for this beautiful presentation to come along. And thank you everyone here for coming and supporting. That's Activism 101, showing up. So you've done the first thing, and it's a big thing, is actually turning up and voting with your dollars. So thank you to everyone here. Ahoma takwiyasam. Cool. So just close your eyes, take some nice deep breaths, and just keep breathing. Keep breathing. We don't breathe enough here on this planet. We stop breathing, we hold our breaths, or we breathe into the top of our lungs, which is putting us into fight or flight mode. I want to be breathing in this lower dantian, nice, slow, deep breaths. Don't stop at the top or the bottom, just nice and flowy. And relax, you don't have to do anything. You've showed up, you've done your part. Everyone just breathe together. Take a nice deep breath. Hold it in for a little while. Now let it out. Another nice deep breath. Hold it in. And let it go. And last one, nice big deep breath, full lungs. Hold it. And this time make a little noise, release it, let it out, go. We're human, it's okay to make noises sometimes. And now feel the difference between the energy when we came into now. All it was a few breaths, a little bit of flute, some drum, and sitting present, sitting peacefully. And this is a lot of what I'm going to talk about today in this presentation. It's about the intention and the energy behind what we're doing. Whether it's activism, whether it's research, whether it's work, whether it's making food, whether it's drinking water. Everything has an energy attached to it. And if we're not putting out the right energy, the right intention, before we even start, the whole process after that is going to be taken off course. And this is what's happening with, obviously, we know about things like the water, the food, the air, all these processes that are going on that we're well aware of. It's a negative intention. And we are focusing a lot on this negative intention. The exposing of things actually can sometimes work in reverse. So I'm going to go through a few things today about exposing, about the intention, about the energy behind what we're talking about in our words, because we are creating magic. Everything that we do and say is magic. We're creating spells on ourselves, on other people, or we're creating beauty. And there is no black or white magic, there's just energy. And we're transferring the energy from place to place, that's all it is. And the person with the most energy, the most intention, and the clearest image will create the best images, will create the best manifestation on this realm. So we are living in the human zoo, where everything is a circus, everything is divided, everything is designed to distract us, to keep us watching the news, what's happening on Q1, Trump, this, that, war happening here. So we're so distracted, how often are we sitting in this present moment like now? Not very often. And what feels good? Does this feel good right now? How do you feel? Beautiful, right? It didn't take very long. It was free. You can do it at home whenever you want. So I'm going to talk also about chi energy and transmission. I think that Russian woman spoke yesterday about the subtle body energy. I'll tap on that a little bit too, because that's really important. That's something we can all do at home or any time to load up and charge up on that vital life force energy, which is what's flowing through us at all times. So my name is Neil Pascoe, also known as Nate Max, and I've been doing the activism gig for a long time. And I'll tell you, a lot of the stuff that I have done has not been beneficial for my growth. A lot of the activism and protests and rallies and things I've gone to have actually not been beneficial, because it's been through anger, it's been through fighting the system, it's been through pushing and pulling the tug of war rather than dropping that rope on the ground and creating a new way of doing things. And that's what's going to have to happen. We're in a position now, we're in a time on earth where everything is being co-created this minute. And I had a presentation done about a month ago, and I thought to myself, I don't think this is even going to be relevant by the time that I come into this seminar, because things are happening so quickly. What happens in 1 month, like now here on earth, would have taken 6 months, years ago. The timeline's sped up and everything's happening so quickly. So I want to ask a question. How is everyone feeling at the moment? The last 4 months, like how has it been for you? Has it been pretty rough and up and down, a bit of a roller coaster? Lots of heads nodding. Cool, so it's not just me and everyone here. Good. Thank you, because it's almost to a point where we're getting mental insanity, isn't it? It's coming in so hard and fast, and we're like, well, how am I going to keep up with this? And this is what this is about. What I want to gift you guys today is take-home information, people that you can follow, who, if you follow them, and if you listen to their information, it will transform your life. It really will. Health, spiritual, mental health, physicality, obviously the meditation and things like that. If you can become the dominant force in your life, these entities, these things, these ETs, these attacks and things that happen to us on a non-physical level or a physical level, they actually can't permeate you. When your cup is full and overflowing, you don't enter into these lower realms. You don't have these experiences happen. And I've been focusing on a lot of dark stuff for many years. I've been exposing the pedophiles. I actually had a friend of mine murdered 4 months ago, Isaac Caffey. You would have seen him on the news. He's a Hollywood A-lister. and he was murdered a few months back. And that kind of realm has been my focus for quite a long time. And even when you're trying to expose something and shed light on it, you're actually entering into that frequency, whether you like to admit it or not. And it will chip away at you over the months, weeks and years. There'll be a time where you just wake up and you're feeling off, you haven't been eating the right food, you haven't been serving yourself and setting healthy boundaries. And what happens in the world of activism is that people, they put out too much. We're giving, we want to change, we want to do all these things, but in fact we haven't put our gas mask on ourselves. We need to actually take a step back. The world is going to do what the world's going to do regardless. It's going to happen perfectly, divinely, exactly how it's meant to happen. So if your energy is not full and it's not overflowing, you're going to find that you're going to be pushing and forcing and trying to make things happen, and you're not going to be enjoying what you're doing. If your process and your life and your job and your purpose is not serving you, maybe pull back for a little while. Pull back and have a break. Serve yourself, look after yourself, get onto that good food, nurture, love, connection. We forget these things. We get a little bit serious when we come into this realm because we start awakening to the true reality of what's going on. We all took the red pill. You guys wouldn't be here if you didn't take the red pill. You'd be outside doing something out in Surfers Paradise, most likely. So everyone's here for a reason, and the timelines of all you people connecting and coming here, the merging of all the decisions you made in your whole life, for all you to be here in this room right now, it's like a lottery ticket times 1,000. So it'd be in your best interest to, at the breaks and all these times, connect, get phone numbers, because a lot of times with seminars and presentations like this, the information is powerful, but you might meet someone in this room who will transform your life. And there's a very good chance there's someone here that's got something for you, an offer and a gift. So don't pass up the opportunities and leave, You're the ground crew. So this is my platform, Innate Awareness. And I showed this last time, but I feel like this is us. We're the odd bunch, we really are. Have a look around the room. We are. We're the crazy ones. We're the ones that everyone was like, oh, that guy again, But as time goes on, we're being validated. All the things we've been saying, and a lot of people in here have been awake for probably 20, 30, 40 years. I've only been doing this for like 7 years now. I can't imagine waking up that long ago and not having Facebook groups, networks, and people you can connect with and talk to about it, because it just wasn't one of those things back then. So we have to thank the internet for doing that, even though it's heading in a direction now of like, not the greatest place for information anymore, is it? The censorship. So that's where I'm at the moment. I'm trying to do natural, healthy things. I'm trying to empower people in a way that's positive without basically losing my energy. And that's what's been happening for about 4 years. I've been finding myself getting wiped out all the time. I've been going places, doing seminars, and after needing to recoup for like 3 or 4 days. And it's like, that's not good. I should be here overflowing. My energy should tell you guys that I'm vibrant, that I'm healthy. And then you listen to me, you'll believe me, you'll be like, I want to do what that guy's doing. Whatever he's doing is working. He feels vibrant, he looks vibrant. Well, yesterday I was feeling out of whack, so I had to go home and do some stuff and relax. My face was like falling off my head. And there's a lot of phones in the rooms, a lot of Wi-Fi, a lot of frequencies, a lot of energy. And this is happening, when so many conscious people come together, there is good forces who are supporting us, and there's also nefarious forces who don't want these seminars to go ahead. So really great for everyone turning up, and I really appreciate everyone coming here. And what I want to talk about mostly is we're going through a time now where, as I said earlier, things are sped up to a point where we're almost not keeping up with the information, and that's telling us basically maybe we need to pull back and get back into nature. We need to get back into all the things that are organic, that feel good. What actually feels good? That feeling state. This technology, this information that we're using at the moment, it's pulling us away from our organic, natural human being. And it's taking us into a realm where we have the internet dating. We have everything on demand. You don't leave your house. You can do an Uber. You can order a taxi. Everything's on your phone. And we knew from yesterday for the EMF testing that these phones aren't beneficial for our health, but we're locked to them. We're kind of chained to these phones. We have all our passwords. All of our life is now on there. And you find when you go out, people don't know how to socialise anymore. You go out and you have a look and people are sitting around the table and they're all looking at their phones. And I have a photo on here I'll show you soon that I snapped in Bali, and it was a family of 6 people and they were just on their phones. That was dinner. Now I was like, wow, we've actually reached the zombie apocalypse. We're kind of here now. That's what it is. It was a parable for what's going on right now with these phones. People hunched over, looking at their phones, getting run over by cars, not watching where they're going. This is not the natural human being. This is not how we were designed. We weren't designed to be degenerated, to be looking at a phone, to be addicted to dopamine hit and likes. So we're heading into a synthetic realm of life, not into nature. We're looking for Wi-Fi, we're looking for phone signal rather than like, hey, how about we plant some more trees over there? Imagine that if every single tree emitted a Wi-Fi signal. We'll be planting trees everywhere. It's a pity that it only supplies the oxygen where you need to breathe, right? Yeah. So we're multidimensional beings, but we get caught in our stories. We've got stories around why we can't do things. To things that happened in our past that we've taken into the future with us. And it's like, well, this happened 5 years ago and this happened to me. And we're creating stories. And the only thing that's relevant right now is this moment. What's happening right now, and what are you doing in this moment? What are we doing to make change in our lives and to make change in other people's lives? Because there's so many stories that are out there, but are they benefiting your spiritual growth? Are they benefiting your life? The information that you're guzzling down on the internet, and we're all doing it, is this actually helping us in any way, shape or form? Or is it just information stimulation? It's a dopamine hit. It feels good, but then you need more of it. The next news article comes out and we're looking. So I want to try and promote in a healthier way that we start stepping back into the things we used to do when we were children. That playful, childlike essence. Go buy a Frisbee, $20, start playing Frisbee again. These are the simple things we forget. We're actually forgetting what we used to do before technology came out. I used to ride my push bike around. I used to check my friends' houses to see where they were. There'll be 6 bikes out front of the house and we went in, we rode everywhere, we connected, we were in the park, we were playing. I don't see that anymore. I'm really not seeing that. So mentors, inspiring mentors, people who we look up to, where are they? They're in this room. It's the job of the people who are awake to start doing men's circles, to start doing women's circles, to connect with these children. They're like an open cup. They're so open. Any information you give them that's positive and it's beautiful and it's truthful, they'll listen to you and they'll take it on board. We really are seeing an attack on the children at the moment. On many different levels. So it's up to us. It's up to us to create these groups, to network with these people, to do the homeschooling, whatever it takes to get your kids to be solid, sovereign beings, because they're the ones who are going to, in the future, they're going to thrive. They're the ones who are going to be up here on stage. And it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much at all. That was Max too. Max passed away 4 years ago doing the same thing. So I'm just getting to show you that my realm hasn't been positive. I've had a lot of people who have been killed around me. I've had attacks on my life. Many psychic attacks. This has taught me to protect myself. And all the things and modalities I was doing to try and protect myself weren't helping. They were externalizing. I need crystals, I need this, I need all these orgonite and things all over the place. You actually don't need anything. You have everything you need inside you. The most powerful way to prevent this from happening is be in a place of love. Be in a place of contentment at all times. And you don't need to have the tools. The tools are great because they remind you of what you are. And then you'll use the tools for a while and then you'll put them away and you'll be like, I don't need them now. And they'll be helpful for someone else. It's a journey. We can't just start levitating tomorrow. We need to go through the processes of working our system and upgrading our physical vessel. So, very important. So that's Max, beautiful guy. And this is where we're at, right? If we can't find some happiness and playfulness in what we're doing, we shouldn't be doing it. There needs to be a lot more laughter, a lot more playing around, not more silliness. Because nothing is in control, that's for sure. We're either going down or we're going up, one of the two. We're on the knife edge right now. The way the world is, it's one way or the other. It's all coming to a point. And I choose to go down or to go up in a state of love. I choose to die in love. Why would I have a sad, depressed life over what's going on when I can do everything positively, happily? It's our decision, it's our choice. Which choice do you choose, love or do you choose fear? That's the only two decisions we have. In every single decision we make here on earth, we choose between love or we choose between fear, suppression and depression, or expansion and upgrading. So choose love. And how do we choose that? We just make a decision today. We're going to operate from this level. We're not going to be too critical on ourselves. We're going to see that no one's perfect and everyone's a mirror for us. If we can see that everyone is a mirror and everyone is part of the oneness, then we can't get upset with someone. If we're being triggered by someone, it's because we don't like something in ourselves. So we should be able to laugh at that. And a good mentor of mine, Brian Schaefer, he always says, you know when something's over when you can laugh about it. That's a good indication that the situation's over and you can move on and move forward. So more playfulness, more happiness. So I've been in Bali for the last 4 months, and I'm not going to go into this too much, but basically the INTJ, has anyone been following that? This is the International Tribunal for Natural Justice, and I was over there for Bali for that. This is a tribunal about all the things we're talking about on a global scale, and a takeaway is that this is something we should be following. It's incredible. It's with Sasha Stone, beautiful dude. I spent 2 weeks with him over there doing some really big things, and Fiona Barnett, woman here who's been putting her neck on the line. Really, really powerful stuff, and it's very hard to get this information out there because of censorship. So there's actually a lot of great people doing great things, but we're not connecting, we're not hearing about it. Facebook's blocking things, the algorithms are coming on. So group gatherings like this where we come together is one of the most important things we can do. Take it back to the streets. Get people gathering together, organise a little thing at your house. Go, come over, have some tea. Sit down, drink some tea and we'll talk, especially for men. There needs to be more men's business in Australia because we have so much trauma. And it all stems from this, from child abuse and things like that, and family upbringing, cultural programming and religious indoctrination. We've got a lot of trauma going on. We've got a lot of things that have happened in our past, and if we don't know how to clear it, if we don't have someone to express it with, how are we going to release it? We're going to pass it on to our kids, and it's going to get passed on through generation to generation. So a really simple thing you can do is organise a few friends, tell them to come to your house, to have some tea, maybe watch a documentary, but just talk openly, talk lovingly, get people hugging. Get them connecting, you know what I mean, that touch, that sacred touch. We haven't got enough affection in our lives, especially Australian men. We grew up with the pat on the back and, she'll be right, mate. This type of attitude, but it's not all right. I'm actually not okay, I need a hug, I need connection, I'm looking for that. So yeah, another little takeaway is INTJ Tribunal, very, very beautiful website, and it's put in a way where you guys can send it to your politicians. So the last one was a weaponisation of the biosphere, the geoengineering, the pesticides, the fertilisers, the 5G, 1080. All these big topics are there, and it's done with professional cameramen, and it's put in a way where it's like, wow, if you send that to a politician, if they can't see what's going on there, then we know that that's someone we need to be removing from power, because it's clear as day. That's Fiona's new book that's coming out. So I've done a lot of YouTubes, podcasts, seminars. I got into the podcasts and trying to find ways where I can get the information out there without being censored. You know what I mean? It's interesting that we have to do this process. We have to go through all these avenues to try and put truth out there now, because truth is basically terrorism. That's what they're trying to implement here in Australia. Jumped on the radio, some presentations, George Kavassalis and people. Then I got right into the sweat lodges and vision quests and plant medicines and things like that. And that was good because it was at a point when there was so much truth or information going on that I was overloaded and I needed an outlet. And that's what I'm saying about the creativity, the connection, surfing, whatever it is that you do that makes you feel good, you need to be doing that until your cup is overfilled. So this was a thing that I jumped into. It reconnected me with my heart, with my being, and also made me realise that we are very, very connected with the earth. And it made me feel much more like a warrior for Mother Earth. We have to look after her. We have things going on in the Amazon jungle at the moment, and Russia and fires and all types of craziness, you know. And the funny thing is, like, a lot of people feel very sad about the Amazon jungle. Yeah, and I am too. But you know the fastest way to stop the Amazon jungle from being cut down? Stop eating meat. Yeah, and a lot of people are like, oh, but it tastes so good. But that's where we're at. We're in 2019 now. There's no more fence sitting. You're either in or you're out. And if you're doing nothing, you're actually out. Everyone has a role to play. Everyone has a crucial role to play. There's no one more important than anyone in this room. And all we have to do is own our lives and work with the people who are around us in our social areas, in our space, in our families, and just be the best version of yourself. We don't want to be religious people, you know, pushing our information on people. If we're the best version of ourselves, we don't have to do much. It's obvious. And people will just want to know what's going on. What can I do? How can I help to change? Yeah, you just don't put meat in your mouth. Don't buy dairy anymore. You don't need it. You know, I mean, you don't have to have it. I'm not going to start a conversation around veganism. I'm not a vegan myself, but I eat 99% plants when I can, you know. If someone cooks me a meal and there's meat there and there's food and they've made a beautiful meal, eat it. It's fine. I'm not going to die, but I'm just trying to do things step by step to work forward. So some gathering, sit in circle. How simple is this, right? We put a fire up. If you're sitting in front of that fire, I guarantee you beautiful moments are going to happen. Beautiful things are going to come up. People are going to cry. People are going to connect. Simple things. Tea ceremonies. Native shamanism. And all these things that I'm showing you now, if you want to talk later, we have sweat lodges, we do plant medicine ceremonies, we do run retreats. So everything that's here is something that we can follow up after. So my idea is to have a website and a platform where you guys can connect with us. And it's like, hey, come on a retreat with us. How about you come to a sweat lodge so we can all connect? How about you run a retreat in, say, Seal Rock somewhere? Come down, join us. This is about everyone coming in and everyone being connected. Who would like some more connection in their lives? Yeah, everyone. So, beautiful things. And this is after a sweat lodge. I showed this last time, but basically we're doing a vision quest, which is like 4 days and 4 nights in the bush with no food and no water. And you're banging your drum and you're singing to the elements and to the spirits. And this craft came across, as you can see, it went across. And then it's lighting up the forest floor there in the bottom photo. And that's just from doing the native shamanism. Now, whether it's ETs, whether it's interdimensionals, whether it's elemental spirits, whether it's angels, demons, who knows? There's something on a non-physical level that we're all connected to. And they're very happy when we do ceremony. They're very happy when we bless the earth, when we bless our food, when we connect. They're playing. So it's an obvious thing that we should be doing more ceremony. We should be doing more blessings for the earth. We should be giving back as much as we can because this is selfless giving. It's a beautiful thing, simple thing we can do. So I got into the free energy. I started boggling my mind because I was driving a big semi-trailer around, driving around Sydney all the time, spending $3,000 on fuel every week. I'm like, there must be a better way of doing this. So I got into some of the Stanley Meyer stuff, a bit of the Keshe stuff. Some of his stuff works, some doesn't. And I started working with some companies who were selling hydrogen, started driving their buses, working out how it worked. And that was a bit of a facade as well because the big oil companies basically shut down a big presentation they were going to do and no one showed up. There was 500 people that were supposed to turn up to this presentation at Rose Hill and not a single person showed up, not one. Everyone got an email from someone and they said, do not go down to that presentation, 40 to 50% on the fuel costs. So we spoke to the mining companies, we spoke to transport companies, all the big agricultural companies who run big machinery. And they were like, wow, yes, we can save money, we can do things, and no one turned up. So there's a lot of pressure on free energy. When you start getting close to the pulse, the free energy and a few other topics, that's when you get the resistance and you know you're on the right track, and that's when you need to be worried, and that's when you need, not worried, but that's when you need to be overflowing. That's when you go in there strong and overflowing. So if you're not in your centre, that's when you can have a psychic attack, that's when you can have things happen to you and set you off balance and set you back. So that was the old truck I used to drive around in. And the bus and the car, both running on hydrogen. I did it in my garage, you know. I bought one off the internet and then I built my own. And like, if I can do this myself, and it cost me $300, like what can BMW and Mercedes-Benz be doing? It's still using fuel, but I'm getting between a 30 to a 60% saving. Like just $300. So simple. This is like the ground action I'm talking about. It's all here, but no one's doing anything. Why isn't this mainstream? Why isn't people sharing it? We've become a little bit complacent. We've got a little bit relaxed with the way the world is. You hear that statement, oh Nate, it's just the way the world is. Well, it's not in my realm. It's definitely not for me. You're like, what are you even talking about? Like, to change things, all we have to do is like 1% each. 1% of what you want to do each day is all you need to do, and by the end of it, it's all going to be sorted. We just have to cruise in together. You can't have a few tall poppies taking the brunt for everyone else. And we don't have to do much, you know. We can do it while we're working. We can make a lot of changes in our lives without even shifting too much. So, and this is a big issue, right? The whole truth community is just arguing about everything. And in fact, everyone on the planet is arguing about these scenarios. And it's like, bro, the Amazon's burning down. Can we worry about that later? You know, there's so many things we can be doing, but not spending hours on the internet looking at these pictures. And that's all it is, it's pictures. No one knows. No one actually knows, but how much time has been put into that? It's concerning. I mean, if you do the research, it is concerning that we don't even know possibly what shape our planet is, because both models are wrong. So, interesting topic, but this is what's happening. This is the divide and the rule, and it's happening throughout all realms. We've got race, we have religion, we have culture. This has all been divided purposely. We're all the same, but they want you to think you're different because you have different colour of skin. You were born somewhere else. Our Palestinians and Israelis, they can't be friends. Why not? Nothing that happened in the past has any relevance but today. Are we going to keep continuing the same process that we've been doing the whole time? Or are we going to realise there's a bunch of really good guys over there, and a few idiots at the top who are telling us what to do? We've got to stop following the system. Peaceful non-compliance. Vote with your dollars. So simple. We don't have to go off-world, we don't have to astral travel. All we have to do for now in this human vessel, this human being, we came here to live out a human existence. We shouldn't be trying to leave. You signed in to be here. And it's a hard journey, that's for sure, but you signed in. When you didn't have a body, you wanted to come here and have a body and experience what it's like to have touch, connection, feeling, music, smells, all these beautiful things, but we forget. We get kind of caught into this, oh, but I haven't got enough money, or all these things that don't really make a difference in our lives. We just need to pull ourselves back from that mind state. Are they your thoughts? Or is it the programming from the conditions we live in? The media, the news, the film clips. This is all programmed that makes us think we don't have enough, we're lacking. You're not lacking. You are everything you've been looking for. And that's the truth. You are everything you have been looking for. Keep it simple. Peaceful non-compliance. What an easy way of doing it. Plant some trees. Everyone's worried about global warming, global cooling, global this, whatever it is, flat earth, round earth. Who's planting trees though? What's the simplest way to change our biosphere? Plant trees. How many people have planted trees this week? 2, 3, 4. Sweet. But you guys are the cutting edge. Thank you guys for doing that. But we are the cutting edge and we know this. It costs $5 to buy a plant. $5 we can put a plant in the ground. Creep out into the bush, chuck it in, put some water on it. 5 minutes. So simple. There's Sasha Stone from the New Earth Festival, who I've spent some time with. So beautiful man, I recommend following him. If you like this festival, this is 7 days of this. So these are very, very beautiful festivals, and it's in Bali, amazing, incredible place. That's the ITNJ Tribunal. This is the judges, Balinese kings, and all these people who have jumped on to help this movement, which is incredible to see people of high stature who are helping with such powerful topics. We had Del Bigtree on, we had Jim Humble from MMS, beautiful, beautiful people. So we don't need to talk about the geoengineering, we know about it, right? But what are we doing to help our bodies? That's going on. Okay, and posting on the internet is not enough to stop it. We need to be writing letters, we need to be holding people accountable, we need to be making more noise about it. And seeing it is going on, we can't be giving our energy away to fear. Oh, I feel sick, they're poisoning us again, they're doing these things. Detox more, train more, do more meditation, do more health. Become more active. Use this as a sign that, hey, something's going on, so I'm going to fight back. I want to fight back inner. I'm going to do it that way, do it smart, do it clever. So the heavy metals, right, that's all connected to the 5G. It's connected to these things. I mean, how organic does that look? Can I have one of them next to my house, please? Yeah, so it's common sense, but we're not living in a common sense reality anymore. Common sense is out the window when it comes to health, when it comes to the medical system, when it comes to the media. It's been so inverted that people have almost gotten used to stupidity. Absolute stupidity. I turn the news on and I just actually watch it for 5 minutes and I'm like, I think I got dumber. Just from watching that news for 5 minutes. You know, so if people are watching that every day, every morning, they're coming home, the weather report, they get home from work and then they watch the traffic reports. Like, you're just in traffic, so you're going to go home and watch it on the TV. There's still traffic. Why? Why are we doing this? It's a simple stupidity, right? So, and this is what's going to happen. It is going to end, it is going to come down, but how many people do we have to throw on the sacrificial altar? And how many kids and schools and stuff have to get radiated before it happens? It's just a matter of time. This is all ending. It's old technology. We are the new technology and you guys have to access it. Simplest thing, access your own technology. We can talk telepathically, we can bio and triolocate. It's been proven. You just got to tap in. But when you have the heavy metals, when you have these things going on, we're not the dominant force. So that's why these take away these people that I want to tell you about. Protesting, I'll go through to something more relevant. So that's the Amazon rainforest, you know, it's going on, it's happening. This is the zombie apocalypse of the phones. And these are the takeaway people, right? So if there's anyone that you guys can take from today, is I recommend taking a photo of these people. You have Dr. Robert Morse, the guy's treated over 240,000 people worldwide in his 9 clinics, cured every single disease known to man, everything by a draining lymphatic system. This guy is amazing. Watch his YouTubes, follow him, okay? Then you have Brian Schaefer, incredible book. Once you have this book and you read it, you understand it, everything else falls to the wayside. It is very, very profound. He spoke last year at this conference. Okay, Jim Humble, Most people know about Jim Humble. MMS, once again, kills all the disease in your body and allows your body to heal back. And this product costs about $25 and it'll last you for months. Incredible product. Filters water. It's got 250,000 patents worldwide for all its uses. Simple things that we can use to help our bodies. And I met Jim Humble in the New Earth Festival, and that's his book signed there. Incredible guy. One of his talks was so funny. He was like, well, after I cured my 10th AIDS patient, that wasn't very good for my business. He started getting all this like attacks because he's curing people of AIDS, you know, with his MMS. It can happen. We can do it. It's simple. And also bioregenesis. So this is something that's well worth looking into. Humanmetamorphosis.com. He's a Chi energy master. It's about a subtle energy body. He can pretty much stand up here on stage and make the whole room go hot with the energy that's coming out of him. I've worked with him for like 6 years. Incredible dude. And I always say the ringing cedars of Russia. These are takeaways. If you read these books, they will reconnect you to your essence. They'll reconnect you to who you are, to your feeling state. So I'm going to give you guys some seeds at the end, just here. They're the seeds. I'm going to give you some brochures too, if you want to. You can connect with me, send me a photo. We can plant some trees together. We can start a legacy today. Once again, they're the ringing cedar seeds from the forest in Siberia. Incredible trees that grow to be 300 years old. They emit a frequency, they bring in nature, they support life. And there, I'm also running retreats later. So if you guys are interested in coming down and experiencing 8 different co-hosts, we've got kinesiologists, we have chiropractic, acupuncture, medicine, men and women, health experts, life coaches, and we're going to be doing 7 days in Bali in a beautiful resort by going into the jungle, and we're doing ceremony, Hape ceremonies, kratom tea ceremonies, cacao, sound journeys, and a lot of group connections. So it's going to be 7 days where we get to work with you one-on-one, and by the end of it, lock in that energy. So when we come back to the cities, that energy is coming back to the cities, that peaceful, high-frequency vibration. Yoga, meditation, breath work, juices and elixirs, all that stuff. So everything you need to survive and thrive is going to be at these retreats. And thank you very much for the little takeaway and supporting me.
Okay, thanks.
Amazing.